Good afternoon, math students. This video goes out to John and Annabelle. I told you I'd do a shout out. This is me shouting out. So anyways, today we are on page 433. I'll type that right there, page 433. Today in class you guys worked on ratios and what a ratio is and comparing some basic ratios. Today for this lesson, it's going to have us using these bar diagrams, or sometimes they call them tape diagrams, to solve ratio problems. So what they're going to do now is they're going to give us bits and pieces of information that go along with the problem and then ask us to find out the rest of the information. So today's solve and share question says a band just released a new album. For every 3 pop songs, the album has 2 R&B songs, rhythm and blues. My last class asked me what that stood for. If the album has 12 pop songs, how many R&B songs does it have? Explain how you know. So the first thing we're going to do on these diagram problems is draw a picture that represents the ratio they gave us. So in the story, they told us we had 3 pop songs for every 2 R&B songs. So that's my ratio, 3 to 2. So I'm going to draw 3 boxes to represent the pop songs, and I always suggest labeling so you don't get confused later on, and 2 R&B songs. So I'm going to draw 2 boxes for my R&B. Now they tell me I have 12 pop songs all together. So I'm going to split up my 12 pop songs between the 3 boxes that I have. So if I do that, 12 divided by 3 means that each box would be worth 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 4 inside of each box. And I want you to do the same thing in your book. So go ahead and put a 4 in each of those boxes. Okay? Because 4 plus 4 plus 4 would equal 12. And they told me there's 12 total on this album. Okay? So whatever number we have in the top boxes, the same number is going to be in our bottom boxes. So I can put 4s in my bottom boxes. So if my rhythm and blues have 4 in each box and I have 2 boxes, that means that on this album there would be 8 rhythm and blues songs for every 12 pop songs. Okay, so these tape diagrams are not hard to use once you get the hang of them. So I'm going to scroll on down. It says, on another album, the ratio of pop songs to R&B is 5 to 2. How would a bar diagram for this album compare to the one shown above? So it's basically going to be the same thing, only we're going to have, instead of having 3 bars for our pop songs, we're going to have 5 bars, and then for our R&B we would still have 2. So that's just what I'm going to put. There would be 5 rectangles representing pop songs and 2 rectangles representing R and B. Okay, so if you need to pause the video to write that in, that is fine. Pause it, and then we're going to take a look at the next page. Okay, so the next page always gives you an essential question, and they always work out how to do one of these problems. So today's essential question says, how can a diagram help you solve a ratio problem? So here's the problem that we have to solve. It says the ratio of footballs to soccer balls at a sporting goods store is 5 to 3. And if you look at that picture, we can see there's 5 footballs for every 3 soccer balls. If the store has 100 footballs in stock, how many soccer balls does it have? So if we go down below, the first thing that they have you do is draw your diagram to represent this. So we said our ratio is 5 to 3. So we're going to draw 5 rectangles for the footballs and 3 rectangles to represent the soccer balls. Now, if I have 100 footballs total, I need to figure out how many would be in each box. So they show us that the way we do that is we take 100 and we're going to divide it by the 5 boxes that we have. So 100 divided by 5 is 20. So we're going to put 20 in each red box, which they've already filled in for you. Now use the diagram to find the number of soccer balls for every 100 footballs. So whatever number I told you guys you have in the top boxes, you're going to put the same number in the bottom boxes. So if I have 20 in the red boxes, I'm going to put 20 in each green box. So 20, 40, 60. So 3 times 20 would be 60. So I would have 60 soccer balls in stock at the sporting goods store. So it says, suppose the store has 30 footballs in stock and the ratio of football to soccer balls is still 5-3. How would the diagram for this situation be the same, and how would it be different? Draw a diagram for the new situation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the diagram, and then we'll talk about how they would be the same and different. So we start off by making a diagram to match our ratio. So our ratio is 5-3. So I'm going to lock my page in place so it does not move. There we go. So we need to have 5 boxes. So go ahead on your paper, draw 5 boxes. And I'll try to line these up nice and neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we always try to make our boxes about the same size. And then, so I had a ratio of 5-3. So 5 boxes on the top, 3 boxes on the bottom. And I said it's always important that you label. So we said there were 5 footballs. So my top tape diagram is going to be my footballs, and the bottom were my soccer balls. So bottom is soccer. Okay, so they say we have 30 footballs in stock. So I've got to take 30 and divide it by my 5 boxes. So 30 divided by 5 means I'm going to put 6 in every box. Okay, so go ahead and take a minute and write 6 in every box, because 5 times 6 would be 30. If I put 6 in my top boxes, my bottom boxes should also have 6. So that means that if there were 30 footballs in stock, 6, 12, 18 would be the number of soccer balls. So it asked us in this question, how would our diagram be the same and how would it be different? So the diagram is the same because we use the same ratio. Okay, so we still use that 5-3 ratio. The way that it was different, the diagram was different because there is 6 in each box instead of 20. So if you need to pause the video to get that written down, go ahead. Remember, tomorrow when I check your homework, this is what I'm going to be checking. I'm going to be checking these pages to see if you followed along and filled them in during the video. So on the next page, it gives you another example. This is another diagram that you can use to help you solve ratio problems. This is what we call a double number line. So it says you can use a double number line diagram to solve problems involving ratios. A crew can mow 2 miles of grass along a highway in 45 minutes. At this rate, how long will it take to mow 10 miles of grass? So basically what they do is you draw 2 lines. Both lines are going to start at 0. The top tells us that we're doing 2 miles of grass, so the top goes up by 2's. Okay? The bottom, let's see, 2 for every 45 minutes. So wherever there's 2, I need 45 minutes to match up with that, and the bottom is going to go up by 45 minutes. So then I want to go until I get to 10 miles of grass. So they went up on the top row by 2's until they got to 10. They went on the bottom by 45's. So in 10, if they had to mow 10 miles, it would take them 225 minutes. So you just follow it along until you see what number matches up on the top and the bottom. So that's how these double number line diagrams work. So on 1 and 2, we'll go over the guided practice together. It says Ty is making trail mix with 3 cups of nuts for every 4 cups of granola. If Ty has 6 cups of nuts, how many cups of granola should he use? So again, we can use a tape diagram for this or a double number line. It's up to you. Since we're still getting used to these tape diagrams, I'll go ahead and kind of work this out with that. So we had 3, so 1, 2, 3 for every 4, whoa, wrong thing, for every 4 cups. 1, 2, need to lock this page again, lock in place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he said the top would represent the peanuts in his granola mix, or in his trail mix, and the bottom is the granola. So if on the top we have 6 cups total, 6 divided by 3 means I would need 2 in each of the boxes. So if I put 2 in each of these, 2, 2, 2, that gives me 2, 4, 6. And we said whatever number we put in the top, we're going to also put in the bottom. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So he would have 8 cups of granola. I think you guys can figure out 2 and 3 on your own, so I'm going to leave those 2 for you. I'm going to do number 5. I think you guys can figure out number 4 as well. It's not that complicated. So I'm going to do number 5, and I'm going to do a double number line for this one because we haven't done a lot of these together. You've just seen the one in the sample problem. So for a double number line, I always want to start by drawing my 2 lines, and we're going to always start at 0, okay? Okay, so I'm going to start out by having 0 hours and 0 miles. And they tell me I can go 3 hours and 165 miles. So what that tells me is my top row is going to go up by 3s, my bottom row is going to go up by 165. So I'm going to put 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and I'm going to stop there for a minute, and then my bottom row is going to go up by 165. So if I do 165 plus 165, I would get 330. And then if I took 330 and I add 165, I'm going to get 495. I'm trying to move these so you guys can see them. And then 495 plus 165 would be 660. And 660 plus 165 would be a total of 825, which is what they ask us about here. They say, at that rate, how long would it take them to drive 825 miles? So if I look, that would take them 15 hours. So if you need to pause it there to work on writing that down, you can. So again, I want you guys to try 2, 3, and 4 on your own before tomorrow, before class starts. Okay, on this one, we're going to go through a few here on the back, and then I'm going to leave a few for you to do as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. It says, Justin used blocks to model the following situation. A car dealer sells 7 cars for every 4 minivans. So cars, minivans. How can Justin use his model to find the number of minivans the dealer sells if he has 35 cars? So what do we need to do if we have 35? I need to divide, not divide, there we go, divide 35 cars by the 7 rectangles. There would be 5 in each rectangle. Okay, so each of these would be 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That's how we got to 35. So then if there's 5 in each of these, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 times 4 would equal 20 minivans. Okay. You guys do not need to do numbers 9 or 10 or even number 8. So you guys just need to do numbers 7 and 11. So that shouldn't be too much for you guys to get done before tomorrow. And I will be checking those in class. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.